What's good, y'all? It's your man's IRLnash back in the building as always. Welcome to the Pokemon Center. Today, we got a couple of videos that I'm gonna be doing. First one though is the Waster. Why J. Cole's fall off era failed. That's the first one we gonna tap into because I'm not really sure what he means by that, to be honest with you. So let's see.
Join Planet Fitness for.
Sorry, y'all. I know I'm still. It ain't. Hold up real quick. Hold up. Y'all know OBS love doing this shit. There we go. Rolling across the ocean for me. Oh, baby, be my
Having a really tough time. Throughout his career, the Dreamville rapper has chosen to largely move in silence, isolating himself in order to stay tapped in on all the music, as opposed to all the
I will say this one thing before we get going. The press run that he's had since he put out this CD has been terrible, bro. It's been one of the... This has got to be the way to not do a press run. Honestly, G, I cannot lie to you. I hate it. I hate every place he goes, bro. He ain't tell these niggas like, bro, I don't want to talk about that Kendrick Drake shit. Like, wow.
Drama that other artists often get caught up in. Due to his sheer skill on the mic, Mr. Platinum with no features still got his flowers from the game without having to deal with all the nonsense that other artists contended with.
I gotta say this just because, you know, I don't always want to have like a heartfelt moment when we're on stage together and shit, but you know, you did that pipe down freestyle the other day, right? And you were saying in the freestyle about, you know, they handed you the bronze and whatever, me and Kendrick. I just want you to understand something. You are genuinely, without a doubt, one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a mic. And I want to let you know.
Look at Drake being lame. Drake lame. Drake lame. That's exactly what a Drake hater would say right now.
It's way too many people in the world that think and know that J. Cole is at top on the pole position. So
although he was out of sight, Cole was never out of mind. Generally, he always used music as the way to best express himself. And not just because he can't
Niggas acting like they goddamn recording. Bro, that's a Neumann U87, bro. That's a $3,500 mic. Like, come on now, G. Like, when they talk about the fake humble shit, they do be kind of right about that shit. Cause Brody, that's a Neumann U87. Y'all got Pro Tools on a fucking MacBook, bro. Oh no, that ain't Pro Tools. What is that? That's Ableton? I think that's Ableton. That look like Ableton to me.
just because he can't generally finish a sentence without a boom boom at the end.
Boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. I got boom boom, it's boom boom.
Yachty was the first person. Yachty podcast was the first place that I ever really noticed that shit.
Jokes aside, when Cole did decide to speak, he did so in a tactical way, which was designed to explain his motivations, or where he was at in certain junctures of his career or life.
Are you okay with getting comfortable, chilling, mailing it in, waiting around on inspiration? If this is as high as you ever got, not career success-wise, but from a skill level, like have you wrote your best song? Did you leave no stone unturned creatively? And when I thought about that feeling, I was like, nah, I'm not cool.
But recently, it feels like everything that we thought we knew about how the culture views J. Cole is altering. And a new press run that's been nothing but disastrous really hasn't helped. As like much of what he has done in the past 2 years, Cole just can't get out of his own way these days, to the point that it's in danger of damaging his legacy.
I will say, Drake wearing that goddamn Ninja Turtle outfit though is terrible, G.
Stop this lovey-dovey everything that I love and say like it gotta be you politically correct ass niggas in this regard are just the worst people to ever have discourse with, because you know what? If you don't want to have a convo, go the home.
It's your boy Luesta, and this is why J. Cole's fall-off era has failed. After what has already been an illustrious career, the fall-off was supposed to be the definitive statement in his discography.
And honestly, it's a good CD, but it's not one of his best CDs in my opinion.
Teased for the best part of 8 years, Cole regularly made reference to the album in promo material and had fans expecting something truly special.
And with a pen so potent, each word of his verses reportedly costs $2,000. Make your voice heard. Vote for the fall off in 2020.
While buzz would be high anyway for a prestigious artist dropping a big project, the speculation that this would be his final album only enhanced the sense of occasion. Plus, it coincided with a lengthy period where he was killing it, dropping incredible guest verses practically every time he popped out on a track, like Johnny P's Caddy with Benny the Butcher, or The Secret Recipe with Lil Yachty. With the genre's online community lavishing praise on his every move, Cole has actively discussed how he wanted to feel the sensation of having something to prove.
There's a point doing them features, that feature run when I'm just smoking and my pen was just on fire. There's a point doing that where it didn't even feel too cool, because it was like, yo, people that are normally like haters, they didn't have much to say. It was almost like and that felt, honestly, it felt disingenuous a little bit. Like it almost felt like, that's not the play. I like to be like up against a wall.
What do you mean
This
by that?
this be the thing, bro. And me and Beard was talking about this on the last Stream Air episode, which will be out coming up soon. But, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, fam? Like so what you're saying is, I made songs that people didn't like for so long. When I started making stuff that people did like, it bothered me. That's literally what you just said, bro. That is the dumbest fucking statement in the... This is the thing, bro. Being an artist, having those convoluted feelings is what I understand the most as an artist, bro. Every day I have those thoughts, bro. And then I have to battle against them. Constantly, bro. Constantly. Like, get the fuck out of here, G. You're the one who's being disingenuous, because you wanted them people to fuck with you at a certain point in time. When they didn't fuck with you, then you found the fan base who did fuck with you. Now other people start to come back around and fuck with you, but that was the people attention that you wanted. Now you like, well, nah, I don't really even want the attention because I done got it. Like, bro, then what the fuck you do the features for? You don't gotta do that shit, bro. You wasn't doing features with fucking Black Thought and shit like that, nigga. You was doing features with 21 Savage. Like, shut up.
I like being doubted, you know what I mean? Like,
And you got what you asked for.
I didn't ask for it though. I didn't ask for it. It wasn't until like, we weren't talking about it at the time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I got doubted again that I realized how much I appreciated being doubted, because it gave me something to like climb up to. This gives me something to jump and try to reach.
And soon enough, Cole would certainly get his wish and then some, when his very right for a spot among the best to do it would be called into question. By now, you should know all about the beef between Kendrick and Drake, as well as J. Cole's role in it. After Cole and Drake mentioned the Big Three on first-person shooter, Kendrick retorted that it was just Big Me. What happened from there was a situation that's been...
You know that big presentation you have to finish? Well, it's not gonna write itself.
been covered to death by every hip-hop channel. While Drake and Kendrick fought on Wax, Cole briefly offered a response to Dot with 7-Minute Drill before having a change of heart, apologizing for it live on stage at Dreamville Fest, and removing the track from his Might Delete Later tape entirely. In response, he got absolutely scorched online by basically every commentator you can think of, while the anticipation for his long-awaited album suddenly hit a major roadblock.
J. Cole committed career suicide. I don't give a f what he's saying on the fall off, and I'm a J. Cole fan. Fucking rap, I'm deleting all that later. I'm deleting all your shit out my iTunes. You had some panties on last night, man. You had some boy shorts on under the sweatpants. I'm sorry, bro. I'm from a different era in this shit.
More corny to me, bro. I can't lie. I get it. He hip hop brother. I get it. You know, it probably make more money than me, be cooler than me most of my life. That's perfectly fine, bro. But more corny to me, bro. I can't lie. I think a lot of his opinions are terrible.
You did last night, every that's that in the culture that you're in, trust and believe they looking at you a different way today.
Although he was trying to protect his peace, the problem continued to expand. And on a Lucy entitled Port Antonio, Cole said that the reason that he backed out wasn't because he would have lost the battle, but because he would have lost the bro. Following another extended absence, he then broached the negative publicity he got on his birthday.
Producers Stevie J and Diddy. This is the wrong time.
Blizzard tape that was unveiled just before the fall off, declaring, "Just when you thought your boy was completely dead, boom, walked out that tomb like Matthew said that Jesus did." Then came the album itself. 8 years after it was first mentioned, the project was finally here. And while this sprawling double-disc album that was rich with conceptual ideas left some people feeling a little underwhelmed, others were pretty thrilled by the end product.
I gotta be honest with y'all. And y'all know I'm a Cole fan. It was made very intentionally.
Yes.
However, he's done better. He's done better.
Okay.
Like, first off, pulling off a double disc is hard. Can we just acknowledge that?
But we needed that from him because it's been a really long time.
He's been very quiet and he had a lot to say. And the fact that he backed out from this battle made me more.
Yeah, bro, I can't lie to you. When I was listening to it, I thought that at least what he was gonna do is say, "I'm not gonna talk about this shit personally, publicly. I'm gonna put it in the music, and I'm gonna let this be like." When he didn't do that, I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear you talk about. None of this shit you talking about right now. Like, I don't want to hear none of this shit. Is it good? Yes, bro, definitely. But in a time where all the things that are going on in this world are going on with not even just the beef, the Donald Trump shit and shit like that. Like, I don't care what side of the fence you fall on. I'm just saying what's been happening in America specifically. There's things that you can talk about. There's stuff that can be really said right now. And if you didn't want to bring up the beef shit, fine. You didn't have to bring that shit up. But the fact that you talking about it in all these interviews, and I didn't hear not one song on there for real, that really even delved into that shit, kind of weak.
Intrigued in what he had to say. Making this album for rap millennials, he's already playing with house money, all right? Putting it out at midnight, and the album is already kind of smooth, like, and I know the sleepy J. Cole jokes happened a lot.
Lyrical night,
I gotta be honest.
But see, I think you're judging it wrong.
I did.
I think you're judging it wrong by saying he's done better.
I think the whole concept of the Fall Off album is for guys like me to be like, well, he used to put out better albums back in his old days and stuff like that. Like, I knew that was gonna happen.
Would you rate the album out of 10?
7. It's not bad. I'm gonna give it a good 7.
For others, they felt that it didn't alter his legacy in the ways that his fans had perhaps imagined during all that buildup.
You got with Hov, you left Hov, you was silent on it, you was big 3, you beefed, you unbeefed, you apologized. The mixtape you gave us more of.
That's why you beefed and then unbeefed is crazy, Joe.
The actual thoughts currently. Yeah. Now you're doing concepts. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I like the album. That's cool. I like the album. The scope of his discography, did it change much for me? Absolutely not. It's still probably Forest Hills Drive as his best project, with Off Season being my favorite project.
To a certain degree, this was likely to be expected.
I honestly really do agree with that statement. For real, for real. Because I thought the Off Season was one of his best. I feel like that project, he talked more about real shit than what he did. And I know it was more of it had more of a pop vibe to it than a lot of his other albums do. But still, anybody who know me know I like pop music. So I'm not hating on that.
When an artist doesn't unveil a project for a long time, the anticipation can grow so out of hand that no project could conceivably live up to what you've imagined in your brain. Still, people were evidently...
I think the issue is too is that he was putting out other CDs. Like, his CD, the Dreamville CD was better than, like, and I know that's a collective CD, but the last Dreamville CD was better than this CD. And he had better songs on that CD and better. Hey man, I'm not gonna beat up the CD too much. I don't know. And it only did 114K pure. So that means that these are bundles and shit like that, and ticket bundles and shit like that right here. This 290.
Because of its sales of 291,000 album equivalent units, and status as a Billboard #1 project made it clear that, at the very least, the wider audience were at least eager to see what he had to say. Then, his fans pledged their allegiance with 80K vinyl sales, making it the biggest album when it comes to that format. To capitalize on the falloff, J. Cole enlisted his humble side that he's so well known for. Rather than throw lavish launch events, Cole got back to the grassroots movement, selling the album.
University of Phoenix is built for real life. At some schools, to save money, you have to move fast and load up on courses. We keep it simple. Take one course at a time with fixed, affordable tuition. Get started at phoenix.edu.
Takis has intense flavors, but not all are spicy. Takis intense nacho chips, zero heat.
From the trunk of his old Honda Civic. For some people, this was just evidence of how real and in touch with the common individual Cole remained. Yet, even though there were some people queued up around the block to see him, others were thinking this was just a gimmick that he should have sidestepped. Sorry, but this is so deliberate. It's corny, but...
Y'all heard that story that they said about Eminem? I know this is a little off topic, but they said that when he goes different places to record and shit like that, that he has to get, Benny Blanco was saying it. He said that he has to get a car, like an old school car, flown out with him so that he can listen to all the music in the old school car. And I think it's probably because the sound systems were a little bit better. It probably got a custom sound system inside the car, but a lot of people were saying because it can't hook up to Wi-Fi and shit like that. And they say like you don't have a actual cell phone. It's crazy.
If you thought this was going to divide opinion, things were about to get a whole lot worse when he veered from the trunk sale to turning up for interviews. Because if you thought people had strong opinions about him driving around in a Honda or that apology over a diss track, then Cole going on record to discuss this recent period of his career was about to make things a whole lot worse.
Yeah,
these media obligations began with an interview with Cameron,
and he got sued. He got sued to do this interview
that took place amid a legal battle. This was waged over a track entitled Ready 24. The Dipset legend said that this was made in agreement that Cole would return the favor with a verse or by appearing as a guest on one of his 2 podcasts. When this process was pretty dragged out, Cam sued to get his attention, and when Cole finally showed up to talk with Flea, they discussed the issue at length.
Let's get the elephant out the room. So, when you first seen the lawsuit,
that nigga was in there and boom, 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 boom. I can't lie, bro. This interview, man, I hate to say it, bro. That interview really... Cameron a legend, right? And people can say what they want to about Cameron. Some of the stuff he do, like I like watching him, but some of the stuff he do is a little off base. And he has opened up a lot more in the later years of his life than what he did, when he was younger. I think that interview, J. Cole sat there and showed the world why he's no better than a lot of the rappers in the industry. And I'm not trying to be, obviously, he's just a human. So I'm not trying to disfranchise him. But I think what it does do is it disfranchises that persona that he still tries to maintain. It's like, bro, you can't even show up to some shit I asked you to do 2 years ago, my G. It's like, I did something for you just off the love. And that's what Cameron kept saying, like, once you asked me to do the track, I just did it, boom. Once you asked me for something else, bro, I just showed up and I did it, boom. And, like, I knew it was going to take a little while, but I ain't think, like, 2-3 years, bro. Like, and that's kind of one of those things where it's like, and he is one of those great. We were just talking about Eminem. I just said that thing about Eminem. He is one of those people now in the rap game. But I think it just showed, like, Cameron's a rapper, too. And a lot of the things Cameron talks about now, he never talked about as a rapper. He rapped about them. And I think that's one of the biggest issues. Like, you want to talk about this shit and not rap about the shit.
What's your emotion when you see
Yo, I was like hurt almost, disappointed, like, cause I got so much respect for you, you know what I mean? And I look at you like I know you are as a stand-up person. When a lawsuit come out, I'm like, come on, Cam. Right. And only because it was like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, you really could have hit me. Like, although it was taking a long time, I don't give a fuck if you would have called me and been like, yo, nigga, what the like you could have screamed on me, we could have argued, boom, boom. I would have preferred that than the other way, cause I was just like, damn, Cam, like it never got to that point where you couldn't like holler at me or whatever.
Right.
So my first thing was disappointment.
That nigga Cam was like, bro, I don't know you. He's like, G, I don't know you to be doing that.
And my first thought was like, fuck it then. Like this nigga ain't even know I was still gonna come to his show.
Right.
My first gut reaction, like, damn, and it's like misinformation, the lawsuit itself, and you know, the internet running with it. My ego reaction is like, all right. Quietly, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, boom, boom.
Right.
But quickly,
boom, boom.
I'm like, but nah, like, I get it though. Let me put myself in his shoes. Like, yo, nigga feel like he was getting a runaround. You know what I mean? He don't know you for real. And Cam Mind is probably like, I seen this movie before.
Right.
You don't fuck with me. You don't want to do the favor. You trying to drag me out until I don't want to do it no more.
Right.
All right, nigga, bet. And I got one in the chamber. I never signed that paperwork for that fucking, for that verse. So here you go, boom, just to like hit me in the rib. You know what I mean? And it's like, I still said in my mind, I was like, yo.
God damn, bro. I promise I'm not on coke. My nose is just dry as hell for some reason.
Your
Oh
perfect
my
domain
God.
is out there.
Come the
Go to
fuck
Wix
on.
and make it yours.
I'ma still go see Cam.
And which, of course, it was never going to go nowhere, but for me, it was more like, I need to get this nigga attention.
But along squashing the situation, this podcast appearance and other media obligations contained a lot of notable moments that related to external situations, and in the process, wound up really speaking to where Cole has landed in hip-hop. In the earlier eras of his career, Cole has always maintained that he had a lot of love for Drake and Kendrick on the grounds that they knew the pressures involved in operating at such a high level.
No one is truly my peer or can relate to what I'm going through in life more than these people right here. I've been trying to, you know, absolutely make an effort, like, as time goes on to, like...
I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like when your big thing, pause, is always trying to play the middle ground. Fuck the middle ground. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. If I'm Drake, I'm kind of like, fuck you, bro. Like, this nigga said that I was a pedophile, G. And you still want to be friends with that nigga? I'm not friends with neither one of y'all bitch ass niggas no more. If we being honest, since you want to be so cool with dog. Since you like, nigga, that nigga said fuck you too, if we being honest. He said it ain't no big three, nigga, it's big me. He didn't say it's me and Cole. He said it's me, nigga. So it's like he said fuck you too, bro. Fuck out of here.
Strip the competition from it. Like, y'all niggas are cemented forever. I will hope that I'm cemented forever. And if not, I will be, you know, when it's all said and done. In my mind, it's how my mentality is. So it's like, there's, like, the competition part I've stripped away, and I'm now on some shit like, man, I'm more interested in the relationship because I also see a time when I'm not doing this. That seems very realistic to me.
But these days, it's increasingly looking like that isn't the case, and in truth, his handling of the whole situation has hovered over Cole ever since. For starters, he revealed that Kendrick's now culture-shifting verse on Like That hampered his original plans for the Fall Off track list.
When the Metro Boomin track just came out, or not just now, been a couple years now, when you first heard it, how did you feel about it?
All right, so I listened to it, and I have two first reactions. My first reaction is, that shit is hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard-ass verse, undeniably. The beat crazy, the song is ill, and I'm like, he went crazy. That's my first reaction, because I don't know what I'm listening for, you know what I mean? Right. I'm like, that shit's tough.
Right.
My second reaction is, not now, nigga.
Right.
My second reaction is like, it's, no, nigga, this is inconvenient for me. Right at that time, I had just got off tour with Drake, and I had Might Delete Later in the chamber, and then I had the Fall Off finish. He was on 2 joints.
This confirmed the theories of many people who had suspected that perhaps Cole had to switch the album up as a result of the fallout of the beef, leaving fans to wonder what kind of hip-hop history is being left on the shelf as a result of the situation. Then he delved into the situation regarding the ill-fated 7-minute drill, a song which he claims was created over concerns that it would overshadow his project being rolled out, rather than any attempt to defend his honor.
I wish I could tell you that competitiveness made me put out that song. That wasn't competitive, nigga, that was straight fear. That was a bozo move, like, cause actually, I knew as I'm doing that song and as
Family, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I turned this interview off specifically. I couldn't watch I couldn't watch no more of this shit. When I was watching the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, I was just like, bro, this shit is like this nigga is going around making himself seem like the biggest loser in the fucking world. Grow a backbone, bro. Like, grow a motherfucking backbone. All that trying to be Gandhi shit, it's like, bro, I'm sorry. I get not having bias. I can say when somebody fucked me up on a track, or I can say when somebody who don't like me is doing something dope, because guess what? That's unbiasedness. I can admit that. But I can still be like, no, nigga, fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck that nigga. If we being honest, the first thing I thought was fuck that nigga. He gonna come at me, I'm gonna go right back at this nigga. And that's why I put the track out. And then I thought, man, I look like I'm trying to go after somebody for somebody else. I feel like that's what I'm really doing wrong. Like, I'm trying to make all this beef, and you could have flipped it that way. Instead, this nigga turned into, I look like a bozo. I'm scared. Fear. It was fear. What is you fearful for? What are you afraid of, nigga? I can't eat some nights. What the fuck you talking about, fear? Fear? Nigga, fear of what? Being rich? Famous? Having everything you ever wanted? What fear do you fucking got?
Recording that song and I'm putting it out, man, this is just enough to look like I did something. And that's my man. Like, he gonna probably give me one or two lines. He might give me a little verse, boom, boom. And I was willing to just take that. I just wanted to get past this moment so I could get to the album. So like, that's not competitive.
Would you have decided differently if the order was reversed? Like, if the album was out and then all this happened, would you let your competitive spirit sort of take over? Or
This is what I don't like, bro. If it was Drake, would he have felt the same way? Or would he have tried to obliterate this nigga lyrically because he know he could have? I think that's one of the biggest problems about it too, is that he also know, like, okay, I'm going against somebody who lyrically may be superior to me. And I love Drake to death, but when it comes to that order, it's either J Cole or Kendrick, and then Drake underneath them niggas, bro, somewhere. In that order of shit. When it comes to just straight rapping, yes. And I love Drake raps, bro. I think people try to take away from the fact that dog done has some classic ass bars in his time.
Was that important to get out first?
It depends though, cause like, it's also weird cause I know how I feel about this man, you know what I mean? Like, and I know how he feel about me, at least, you know, through our communications and our dealings. It's like, damn, like, you know, I know how we feel about each other. So I know it's not actually a problem there.
For sure.
So what does competitiveness look like when you know you ain't got a problem with somebody? But then you also, at the same time, are lumped in with somebody that you might actually have a problem with. You know what I mean? And I'm not lumped in because you necessarily said me, but that's a gray area in itself.
Delving deeper, he explained his infamous Dreamville Fest apology, suggesting that it wasn't calculated, but a simple spur of the moment situation.
I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, but just to answer your question, that shit had me feeling terrible because I'm like, oh my God, like, this shit is nasty. This shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it, when I was doing it, it made sense. Actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it.
And considering how it's all played out ever since, it's hard to imagine that he doesn't think there was a better way to play it. As when he discussed it all, he didn't shy away from the fact that there would be some painful moments in the aftermath.
I did what I did and I felt light, free, like I had did the right thing for me. However, you know, the world, they don't give a fuck about that. And they fucking me up basically, like my name, my reputation, boom, boom. And so that was over time. I don't know how long that shit lasted. It felt like a very long time, but it was like over time I had to process that shit and I had to get right but there were times where the thoughts of like, damn nigga, you're fucking done right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the world is saying. It's over.
But where things really got into territory that set the internet ablaze was when he spoke about what happened to one man involved in the beef. As in his own estimations, the defeat at the hands of Kendrick led to what he saw as a hate campaign against Drake.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you gotta pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways.
That's why, bro, I never picked a side. I never picked a side, G. I remember my brother, he was like, bro, you don't even fuck with Kendrick. You don't like Kendrick. I said, no, nigga, I didn't like the beef. I thought that shit was lame. I thought it was one of the lamest things that you could have done in hip-hop at that time. Like, literally, top-tier lame shit. I got the right to believe that. Everybody else, they can have the right to believe that Kendrick did what he was supposed to do. Cool. I'm not fighting against that shit. I'm not telling niggas what they should have believed and not believe. I'm saying I don't believe that. I feel like that nigga did something to hip-hop that's going to take 10, 15 years to get back up to the place that we were already fucking at when he did this shit, bro. And if people don't understand that point, then you aren't looking at what hip-hop numbers are doing right now. You're not looking at the fact that we don't have any hip-hop artists for real who are new right now. And the ones who are don't make music for streaming and Billboard. They make music for TikTok. It's a total different ball game, bro. And
damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say that Kendrick was wrong per se, but I'm gonna say the people who sided with Kendrick were wrong. How that don't, bro, you just fence sitting. You sitting on a fence, bro. You trying to make this shit into something that it ain't. That nigga said something about somebody you say that you cool with. People want to be like, oh, they was shooting subliminals. Okay, fine, shooting subliminals. They was shooting subliminals. Shit, you talking to Cameron, the nigga who just said, bro, Jay-Z sent a shot at me on Otis. He said, flee in the G450, I might surface. Political refugee asylum can be purchased. Because that was when this nigga was signed to Asylum Records. What's this called? What's this show called? Talk with Flea. Like, bro, like you are scared. And that's something that I just cannot vibe with, bro. This nigga you talking to right here had to go up against Jay-Z, Dame Dash, Mace, his own friends. He went against his own, bro. Like, you ain't even close with Kendrick, and like you've done more shit. Kendrick and Drake done did more songs together than y'all have. Drake and Kendrick got more songs together than you and Kendrick got together, nigga. If we being for real.
Or just like pile on
that's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on.
You proud that a nigga built up one of his most successful years in hip hop off the fact that he shitted on somebody else you fucking know? I'm more upset at J. Cole with all of this shit than I am at them two niggas. Cause at least them two niggas sent shots at each other. They said, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. That's literally like a nigga saying, you know what? Bro, let's throw these hands. And the niggas say, all right, come on, let's throw these hands. But then it's another nigga who say, nigga, I can throw hands. But like, bro, we should just be cool. All this like, no, nigga. The time was before we got to this point. Not now. Now we gotta throw these bitches. Niggas wanna make peace. See, all I'm saying is, and then you get hit and then you be like, well, shit, I wasn't even really trying to fight for real. I was just trying to get niggas to calm. No, bitch, you was running your motherfucking mouth too.
Granted, Cole raises some points about
it
how
was cool when you was talking about Wale and niggas like that, right? It was cool when you was saying certain shit that you was saying about rap niggas though, right? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Reshaped
He a
how
li-
Drizzy
he
was
a
viewed by a
liar.
lot of fans.
J. Cole
but
is a
it
fucking
certainly
liar.
does seem to overlook that before it all went wrong for him, Drake actively asked Kendrick to drop. And so he must live with the repercussions. Above all, what really seems to bother Cole is that even though he said he didn't want to lose a bro on Port Antonio, he basically hasn't been able to resume his relationships with them since it all went down.
Friendship-wise, today.
I'm in the same place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, I genuinely love these niggas, but I'm not gonna act like we've been communicating and talking. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with them like post everything, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a lot. That's me not knowing where they at. Me maybe assuming because I done heard X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with like how I actually feel. I genuinely love these niggas. Like,
But even if he feels bad about what's gone down and wishes that it could all change, even some of his own fans feel that he has to accept that it was just not going to work that way.
It's not even enjoyable at this point, bro. Like, I don't even get what the fuck is going on. Like, how is there fucking 7 commercials in a 30-minute episode or some shit,
You think
bro?
you want to hear from you now after admitting you felt weird that he was winning? I love you, J. Cole, but you are insufferably lame. Although he clearly wanted to move on,
That
Cole
don't
just
sound
can't
like
escape
fans.
certain
That just sound like
aspects of
people on
what went
Twitter.
down. This has left him pleading ignorance over his reference in Not Like Us, suggesting that he has no idea what it would be in reference to.
Did Cole foul? I don't know why you pretending. And I never really understood what that meant.
I honestly don't know either. Like I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know.
By this point, you'd think that Cole would be in pain from sitting on the fence for so long, but he clearly thinks that for some reason, this is the right move in a culture that prides itself on strong convictions and realness. For this reason, the likes of academics are adamant that saying all this won't help him to mend fences with either of his former.
That's the thing about what I don't agree with it, because it's not about forming alliances. It's about saying, hey, you know what? These is my people. I feel like right is right and wrong is wrong. And what you're not doing is you're not giving anybody the indication on you supposed to be the moral compass. And your moral compass is saying, play the fence, play the middle, still act like I'm friends with both of these niggas. Kendrick Lamar is not your fucking friend. Drake probably ain't neither no more, bro. You probably no longer have neither one of these niggas as your, nor did you ever have them as your friend. So the way you speaking about these niggas as if y'all is just like close buddies, what it makes me feel weird about, bro, is like, why are you talking about J. Cole and Kendrick like that? And you got all these artists that you've been dealing with for years and years and years and years and years and years. And you don't talk about none of them like that. You ain't big up in none of them. You ain't, you
allies, or help to overhaul how audiences see him.
I think both Kendrick and Drake look at you like a nigga. You're the worst type of person, J. Cole. There's something I like about you because you do have this positive energy.
I'm mad
Niggas like you should be nowhere near conflict because the lack of picking a side and towing the line is backdoor vibes.
It kind of is.
He's been sucking dick. Oh no, it's us 3. It's cool if they put me at 3 because 1 and 2 I'm cool with. And bruv, this is why hip hop is like golf, nigga. It's
I ain't never agreed with an academics take as much as I do with this one right here.
solo sport. You ain't the Migos. You think you Mob Deep? You think you like some group niggas 1-on-1? So this guy, Cole, been sucking all type of.
Likewise, Joe Budden is similarly skeptical about whether he really means a word of it.
I don't believe nothing he say. He just comes off.
Do y'all think DJ Academics and Budden would be dope to now together? Like, I feel like Academics was too young when he first met Joe Budden and they first linked up. But I think this Academics and Joe Budden, them niggas might actually be the biggest. And I'm not saying that it's gonna be good, but that might be the biggest podcast in the fucking world.
Inauthentic.
You got too much of a story.
It was too many times during that interview where he said, well, at first I felt like this, and then I felt like this.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
You don't think people are...
He said that when it came to how Hov decided to separate or do the deal, whatever. He said it when it came to the Cam suing him. He said it when it came to the Kendrick diss. He said it when it came to his features that was supposed to be both of them. It's just too many times where it's like, and then it always lands, and I don't believe none of that.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, he then began completely dismantling the idea that he is the greatest. A claim that he's made on many tracks.
But you said something in the beginning, how like on songs, like how I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco that exists.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand the Black Thought. I understand the Lupe Fiasco. J. Cole is better than both of them niggas. This is the thing, G. Were there people who were better catchers than Randy Moss? Yes. As much as Randy Moss, you got Moss, that's the saying. It was niggas who could catch the football better. We don't know them niggas. We know Randy fucking Moss. You are Randy Moss. There was niggas who was faster than Randy. There was niggas who could catch better than Randy. There was niggas who could who were taller than Randy. But that's all they could do better. That's all they could do better than Randy Moss. I'm taller than Randy Moss. I'm faster than Randy Moss. I can catch better. But they weren't taller, faster, and could catch better than Randy Moss. Were they? No. That's what you are, bro. Black Thought is one of the most greatest technicians in the rap game, bro. There is no technical skill that you can put up against Black Thought. But I can't name you one motherfucking Black Thought song off the top of my brain, G. That's what I'm saying. Lupe, yeah, I grew up listening to Lupe, bro. I love Lupe. I probably got more songs from Lupe that I like than I got songs from J. Cole that I like, if we being honest with each other. I love Lupe, bro. But where Lupe almost hit that ceiling, you broke through that ceiling. You broke through that glass ceiling that kept a lot of lyrical rappers in a box. And Lupe had, The Cool was a great album. And that bitch did numbers. So let's not get it twisted. But what I'm trying to say is, G, is that when you put yourself into this box and you say, well, it's these, they are. They do have things that they do better than you. They do have, some of their bars do hit harder than yours. But do any of them have a workout for me? Do any of them have a what's the other big J. Cole track that he fucked with? What's the you believe me that I said I'm in love? Maybe got me up all night. Do he got a first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil? No, bro. A lot of these niggas don't have that. What's one of Lupe Fiasco's biggest songs? Let's go to sleep in Paris. Wake up in Tokyo. Kick, push. Kick, push. Kick. Are these the songs that are showing Lupe Fiasco as the great rapper he is? No. So, like, bro, shut the shit up.
It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I can show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they can show up on any day in the studio and give me 80. And I might only have 30. So if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course that's what I like to, that's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit and I spit a verse that really might have you believing that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga.
Citing the likes of Black Thought and Lupe Fiasco as MCs who could beat him bar for bar, Jermaine also acknowledged that after how he conducted himself, his opinion on certain cultural matters won't be given enough credit.
I feel unqualified to even.
Oh, stop it.
No, I'm not.
You're very
I'm not playing with
qualified.
you. Nah, because it's like, yo, like, you're talking
real.
about the person that in the whole situation apologized. That's
real.
my what's gonna go down as.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, G. Like, J. Cole is going to be the most misunderstood legend probably in the history of hip hop. People are not gonna be able to understand him 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Because this don't make no sense. None of the shit that's happening makes sense. And people are gonna look at the Drake and J. Cole situation, and they're gonna say, y'all was just on tour. You said this. Your words. Y'all was just doing this. How the fuck is you not showing up for your mans? It's like, you know what? You know, they both great. They both great. I'm whack. They great. I'm whack. They great. I'm whack. Don't hate them. Hate me. Don't do that. Do that. I'm the one. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have. You know, they my dogs. They great. Shut the fuck up, bro. You were supposed to rise out of this like a phoenix, man.
What do you mean by that?
This was supposed to be your time. In an alternate universe, a J. Cole who got that mind state of a Jay-Z said, Cole, like, nigga, fuck out of here.
Participation in that event.
Right.
If I had my shoes on the other feet of somebody else, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear my opinion on whether I think beef is good or bad for hip hop. It's like, bro, it don't matter. Honestly, who gives a actually? You know what I mean? If we really want to keep it real,
okay.
Definitely who gives a about my opinion. That's how I feel. It's like, I would feel crazy to even sit up here and go, yeah, I think it's great for the culture. Boom, boom. Nigga, you apologize.
Yet, when given the chance, he was still saying all the things that would amount to tough talk, but never quite elaborating on who it's for.
Mad people hit me like, yo, who you talking about in the third verse report thing? It's like, bro, that's not even really important. What's important is the emotion that I'm giving you. Really, if you really want to know the truth, I combine a bunch of niggas into that last verse.
Oh my God, bro, like, please. Who was you talking about when you made that verse saying, oh yeah, f all your dead homies and f your mom and
Get out of here. There's no fucking way, bro. There's literally no fucking way that there's these many commercials.
all this other shit. This nigga don't talk about nobody. Who is the smoke for, Cole?
Typically, this was accredited as a grown man attitude by some, while other sectors of his own subreddit were disillusioned. I completely agree, and I've honestly been arguing this point for a while now. Don't get me wrong, Cole will always be one of my favorite rappers and one of the best lyricists to do it, but that beef shit is just not for him. I don't care about what other Cole fans say about him making the right decision or doing what he felt in his heart. At the end of the day, the motherfucker dissed you and you apologized for defending yourself. And it came at the worst time in Cole's career, because he was on a hot streak with songs and features, claiming to be the best, and practically begging someone.
He think what Kendrick Lamar did ain't about him too. Did you listen to the last verse of Not Like Us? If Drake not like us, if Drake and Steph and me, if we not like us, like them, nigga, you a part of it too. He was talking about white people coming over here and colonizing America and calling that nigga a colonizer. Nigga, ain't you biracial? He talking about you too, bruh. Like, come on. What are you talking about? Like, this nigga
challenge him on the mic. Then when someone stepped up to the plate, you backed out. Like I said, I still love his music and I think he really seems to be a great person. But even after all the interviews and explanations, the apology still seems a bit lame to me. At every turn, Cole has been trying to enlist the idea that he's above all of the drama and tries to understand the intentions of even those who have no goodwill towards him. But there was one situation on his press run where his attempts to be emphatic extended to one of the wrong people. Years ago, Diddy and J. Cole apparently had a little physical altercation in a club, with Cole apparently defending Drake once things got a little
Cause then that nigga Diddy piss on that nigga Drake?
heated between him and the bad boy mogul. These days, practically everyone has got a dirty tale to tell about it. But even though he had one of the more interesting and undiscovered stories, Cole refused to tell it when prompted.
So, yeah, explain that.
Nah, you know what? I damn near wish I could because it's such an ill story.
Right.
You know what I mean? But matter of fact, we did a podcast, me and Eve.
Okay.
Like a year.
Bro, when I was younger, this was a story. Diddy poured some piss on that nigga Drake, bro. And Drake tried to beat the nigga ass and J. Cole intervened. That's what I heard.
And a half ago where we kind of ran through like the first part
And
of my
then,
career.
and they said that he smacked that nigga Drake too.
It was Drive.
Right.
And we had a bonus episode that was the whole episode was just about that night.
Okay.
And that altercation, right?
Right.
And we was gonna put it out because at that time, you know what I mean? Like me and Puff, like we hadn't had no problem for years. Even after that, like it was cleaned up quick and we was in a good spot.
Right.
But you know, Puff was on the song that I had on off season and like, so we was gonna put it out thinking like, yo, it's cool. Like enough time has passed, he ain't gonna feel no way, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And then all the shit happened with him.
Right.
And I was just like, nah, it felt like damn near like kicking a man when he's down. Like, you know what I mean? It was like it would have gave the news in the world more ammo.
I got you saying.
Just destroy this dude.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time to put it out.
It wasn't a good time. So similarly right now, it's like, I want to tell it because it's ill, but I'm like, nah.
But it did happen.
Even though his intentions may have been admirable as to not join a dog pile, everything that Diddy has done meant that he didn't deserve that kind of grace. And the world didn't hesitate to let him know this was a major miscalculation. I hate people like this. What did you think? This would make you seem cooler or humble or what? Diddy didn't do a mistake for you to say that. The motherfucker was out there doing evil bad shit to people on purpose and enjoying it. Cole truly didn't stand for shit. I used to look up to this dude, but he's become so spineless. At this stage, it really seemed like Cole refuses to nail his flag to the mast on anything, to the point that he's even suggested that it's somehow invalid to suggest certain albums are better than others.
Music is the same way. It's like, yo, I'm gonna compare this artist versus this artist. No, worse, I'm gonna compare this album from this artist versus this album from the same artist. What if I just love both of these fucking albums? Now you're forcing me, just by the nature of the prompt that you're giving me, which of these Schoolboy Q albums is better? You know what I mean? And instantly I'm like,
I be forgetting her name. She a terrible interviewer though.
well, what if I just love both of them, but I don't need to necessarily like compare? And I feel like the whole internet ecosystem is driven, the content is driven and rewarded by pitting thing A versus thing B.
Aside from this being a pretty lukewarm stance, this really didn't hit like he expected, considering he did exactly that with K-Dot's discography on 7 Minute Drill, claiming that your first shit was a classic, your last shit was tragic, your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it, your third shit was massive, but that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. The end result of all this over the past 2 years is Cole's credibility in the eyes of most consumers has taken several catastrophic hits now. Currently, this press cycle has meant it's reached
It's a true statement in my eyes.
point where people not only think he's made a whole host of bad decisions, but is moving in a way that's close to cowardice. I don't know if I've ever seen Cole ever take a hard position in his career. I swear this fake ass dude be swearing he a real one. Back in a previous era, Cole was out there talking about false prophets, seemingly taking aim at one of his own heroes in Kanye West because he felt he'd lost his way. But if that track was to come out today, there's a good chance that Cole would make some kind of amends for it, or his risk-averse nature would mean that it would never come out in the first place. Although his skills on the mic are beyond question, the way this once revered individual is moving recently isn't helping for him to be given his flowers. And if he's not careful, they might become unsalvageable in ways that he never would have imagined before it all started to go down in 2024, affecting him in ways that neither he or anyone else probably would have imagined would still be following him down the road. My name's Luesta, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hey, shout out to Waster. You already know he be making some dope shit. But yeah, I said what I had to about the J. Cole shit. I ain't gonna keep dragging it.